Well, it's one of those things that is if you're aware of it and don't let it affect you in like a paranoid way, you can really appreciate just the simplest of interactions.
I'm sorry, I drifted for a moment. I say it again.
Well, I was saying is like being you can be aware of mortality, and if you don't let it get to like a paranoid level, you can really use
Paranoid? Why would mortality lead to paranoia?
Well, some people
I
are
thought you were going to say if you don't let it depress you.
or depress you, I guess. Yeah, if you have it as something that you respect and embrace on a spiritual level, it really makes the simplest of
There you go.
interactions really special.
That's right. It puts perspective into everything.
Well, my final question is, what is a life create?
Oh, Garrett, I was having a lot of fun.
Oh, I didn't want to take up too. I didn't want to take up too much of your time.
I love Asheville. Your part of the world is very cool. I think it's quite special.
Well, yeah, I just didn't want to take up too much of your time because I know you're busy.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, my last question: what is a life creating and performing and traveling the world and meeting people from all backgrounds and walks of life? What does that touch you about what it means to be a human being?
That question's a little undefined. I want to say it's too broad, Garrett. You're giving me a tough job to figure out what the question means first. You want to rephrase or narrow it down or let me know what you really are curious about?
I guess, what is a life as an entertainer?
We're not in an exam. I'm not a teacher. I'm not so theoretical. I'm this guy who contributed to the history of rock and roll in a way I'm proud of.
The life that you have and the life that you've created, I guess, what has that shown you about maybe what it is to be human?
I don't know how to answer that. It feels like the question's too big. What does it feel to be human? It feels like this. What do you think it feels to be human? How would you answer that?
Well, I'm looking at
your life in journalism as a writer. What has it taught you about being human? Isn't your first reaction, that's a tough question?
Well, as a journalist, especially one who works in arts and entertainment and who has a big love of the arts, I look at art as not only a common ground, but a dialogue creator, where you realize that people have different interpretations of what you're doing creatively, but also it shows you we have a lot more in common than what we're told between strangers.
Right. So what has journalism taught you about being human? It's that's your answer. It shows you the common denominator of all of us. My life as a singer in the arts, what has it shown me about being human? That's tough. I think the answer is it's shown me everything.
Yeah.
I've learned everything from... That's tough.
Well, it's one of those things where you have songs that are so... Like, there's so much division in the world that it's... What's interesting is that I bet you a lot of those people, the vast majority, like your music. So there's the common ground.
Yes, my life as an artist is potentially a wonderful union. It really is potentially terrific to bring people together. So is humor. You know, my friend Lorne Michaels, Saturday Night Live,
yeah.
I'm sure he goes to work with the same thing. When there's a great joke, it's transcendent. It takes polarized opposites and it makes them giggle. What a fabulous thing. I call that transcendence.
Well, and it's what you either consciously or subconsciously strive for, I guess, at the end of the day.
Yeah. I think as soon as you talk about the word art, capital A-R-T, I get serious. The power of the arts is real.